Hey friends, welcome. Hey friends, so I want to tell you about the ERTC, okay? ERTC, which is the employer retention tax credit, okay? Employer retention tax credit. So simply put, okay, because I'm going to break it down because I see a lot of people doing videos and a lot of people got information mixed up. So I wanted to be the one to have the correct information. So the employer retention tax credit is simply a tax refund, okay, for employers that kept their employees on payroll in 2020 and in 2021 during the pandemic, okay? That's who can qualify. So this is only for employers. If you are an employer and you had employees, at least one employee on payroll, that means you were paying them, right, through a W-2, right? Then you had them on payroll in 2020 and in 2021. Okay. Now, this money, okay, this is tax relief. Okay. This is not a grant. I hear people on YouTube saying it's a grant. This is absolutely not a grant. Okay. I'm hearing people say it's a loan. This is absolutely not a loan. Okay. Simply put, this is a stimulus for businesses. Okay. It's a tax refund check. You know how you get tax refund checks? You don't have to pay, that back. It's not a loan. It's not a grant. You don't have to worry about penalties or none of that. So simply put, the employers are getting a tax refund check, okay, for keeping their employees on payroll, okay? So this is actually similar to the PPP, okay, which was the Paycheck Protection Program, right? So if you had employees that you were paying, during the pandemic, then you got money for that, right? So now here's the thing. Why a lot of people don't know what this employer retention tax credit is because when it first came out, okay, in December 2020, okay, it had too many stipulations, so people did not apply. All right, people did not apply. They said, forget it. I don't even want to deal with it. They already was dealing with the PPP and the SBA loans. Okay, so not a lot of people applied for it, right? But Biden in 2021, they revamped it. Okay, Okay, and now more businesses can qualify. Now here's some education for you guys. There's 26 million businesses in America. Okay. There's over $400 billion coming from the federal government for this employer, okay, retention tax credit, okay? There's over $400 billion for this employer retention tax credit, okay? So ERTC, that is the official name for it, okay? And I'm a tax preparer. I have 3 offices, in New York. So of course, as a tax preparer, the government sends you things, or the government sends the company that you work for, different credits and different things so that you can know about it. Okay. So this is only for businesses. Okay. You literally are allocated $400 billion, but only 6 to 10 million businesses in America will actually get this employer retention tax credit. Okay. Only. All right. Now, why you will say, why? Right? Because a lot of businesses are not set up on payroll and they don't have employees. Most small businesses, they're their own employee, right? They're a one-man band, or they have 1099 contractors, or they pay people on cash, or they pay people through Cash App and Zelle. So that does not qualify. You actually, right, as a employer, as a business owner, you actually have to have a payroll company. Okay, so ADP is a payroll company, Paychecks is a payroll company, QuickBooks is a payroll company. What's the other one? Gusto is a payroll company. So you got to have those companies that were taking out taxes from your employees as a W-2 to be able to qualify. So you can't fraud this. You can't go make up W-2s. You can't go say you got, 20 employees. No, right? Like people were frauding with the PPP and the SBA, and that's why a lot of people going to jail now, for that. With this one, you cannot. You have to actually have a payroll company that you'll be able to call your payroll company, and your payroll company should be able to give this form right here, which is 941X. Okay, the company should be able to give this form called a 941X. Okay, this is the form right here. So if you've never seen this form before, then you definitely do not qualify. Okay, if you have not seen this form before for the employer retention tax credit, okay, you absolutely do not qualify. Okay, so simply put, if you are a business owner, okay, and you had employees under 500 employees, from 1 to 500 employees. If you have 1 to 500 employees, you may qualify. Now, not every business that's 6 million to 10 million businesses will qualify, because again, we have to submit this to the IRS, okay? And as a tax preparer, we have to actually go on the IRS website to file the employer retention tax credit. It's not a software that I can input this in. It's not, a form that, I just fill out through hand. You actually have to go through the IRS website and submit the documents. Okay. So what is the process? Okay. We have an application process, which takes literally 5 minutes. Okay. And with the application process, it's going to simply tell you, okay, do you qualify? It's going to tell you how much you qualify for, if you qualify. So what are the qualifications? Okay, what is the qualification? So I'm going to read some of the stuff that IRS has on the IRS website, because I want you guys to realize that this is something legit, for business owners. Okay, so in order to qualify, right, employers can access the ERC for the first and second quarters of 2020 prior to filing their employment tax returns by reducing employment tax deposits. Okay, small employers under 500, let me highlight this, under 500, okay, or fewer full-time employees may request advance payment for this credit. Okay, and then it has resources, basically right here. Okay, as a result, the new legislation, eligible employers can now claim a refundable tax credit against the employer's share of Social Security tax equal to 70% or of the qualified wages they pay to the employee after December 2020 through June 2021. Qualified wages are limited to $10,000 per employee per calendar quarter. Okay, actually it's $26,000 now, right? Like I said, they revamped this. Okay, and as you can see, they revamped it in March. This is January. Okay, so it's actually $26,000. Okay, so let me explain this right here to you. Okay, qualified wages are limited to $10,000. Well, it's $26,000 now per employee per calendar quarter. Okay, so if there's 4 quarters in each year, okay, and you got 10 employees, that means you can get $26,000 per employee per quarter. So you literally can get up to $100,000 per employee. Okay, now again, everybody will not qualify for this. Okay, you have to have between 1 and 500 employees. Okay, even if you have 10 employees, you can literally get up to $1 million. Think about this. What can $1 million do for your business right now? I'm only talking to business owners. Okay, what can $1 million do right now for you in your business that you need anyway? Okay, so I want you guys to understand that. Okay, now, of course, in the pandemic, what happened was, of course, the government shut everything down. So if you were one of those businesses that were affected and you lost income, right, more than 20 to 50%, okay, if you lost more than 20% of revenue and income in 2020 and 2021, you do qualify. So that means if your business boomed in 2020, or if your business boomed in 2021 and you didn't have any shutdowns, you may not qualify. Okay, you may not qualify. But for those that were shut down, okay, you couldn't go to work, you couldn't open up your doors, but you still kept people on payroll because you were, a good employer, and you were like, you know what, I don't want people to suffer. You apply for some of the PPP, you apply for some of, the SBA loans, to keep it going and keep it afloat. You will qualify. Now, the money, I'm not saying you're going to get the money. You may qualify for this. Everybody has a different situation, and the government is going to look at everybody's situation uniquely. Okay. So if you had a decline in revenue between 20 to 50%, you may qualify. Okay. And if you had to shut your doors in 2020, anytime in 2020, and in 2021, you may qualify as well, okay? And it gives you all the stipulations right here. A full or partial suspension of operation of the trade of business during the period of the governmental orders and limitation of commerce, travel, and group meetings due to COVID. A decline in gross receipts in the calendar quarter in 2020, where the gross receipts of the calendar quarter was less than 80% of the gross receipts of the calendar year in 2019. Now, again, like I said, this has changed. Okay, it's actually 20 to 50%, not 80%. Okay, so I want you guys to really, take this seriously. Okay, you're gonna start seeing all these pop-up companies. Now, all of a sudden, they hiring CPAs to, do this. I actually work for Liberty Tax. Okay, so I'm a certified tax professional. So we actually do this. Liberty been in business for 40, 50 years. So we've been doing this. We've been working with the IRS. We've been working, with all these different credits and tax credits. And you want to be able to work with someone or a company that knows what they're doing. Don't just go with a rinky-dink company you never heard in your life. Don't ever go, with just someone saying they can get you all this money. Here's how this thing really works, friends. The government, the money's coming from the government. So don't listen to nobody who's saying, oh, we can get you the employee retention, tax credit. We could get you millions and millions and millions of dollars. No, because it depends on how many employees you kept on payroll during that time frame. So the time frame literally goes from 2020 to September 2021. Okay, so if you kept your 10 employees on payroll and you had a decline and you had to close, you may qualify for $100,000 to $1 million, right? But the government is going to determine that. Okay, so like I said, all right, I'm going to put a link below if you are a legit business owner, okay, that may qualify for the employer retention tax credit. Okay. And you saying, you know what, I can use an extra 100,000, I can use an extra $1 million. The government has set aside $400 billion, guys. And honestly, we can't run out of that money. Okay, we cannot run out of money, especially if it's only going to 6 to 10 million businesses, because the other businesses don't even qualify because they don't even have W-2 employees at all. Okay, and once you qualify, then of course you would have to go to your payroll company, and your payroll company would have to have this 941X form. Okay, so the government taking that, so you can't make up something, you can't make it up, you can't, try to input stuff and try to figure shit out and try to how to get the money. It's not gonna work. Okay, and here's the next thing. It's gonna take anywhere from 3 to 6 months for the businesses to get the money. Simple. It's going to take 3 to 6 months for the businesses to get the money. So if you hear people on the internet talk about, oh, we get you paid next week, we could get you paid in 2 weeks, we could get you paid in 90 days, they're lying. All right? We can't get you paid in 2 months, they're lying. Now, I've seen people get checks in 2 months. That was the least. right? But if you hear people making all this hype, this is not a hype thing. I don't want you guys to like going over your head and make it seem like this is all hype and people making it hype. Now, here's the thing. You can become an affiliate if you also know businesses, right, that also was affected by the pandemic, and they had employees, and they were paying W-2s, and, they had to close, and they lost, revenue, right? So if you know that, you can also become, an affiliate, and you can just send me a message on Instagram at Coach Tanisha Marie if you got some heart and some hustle, and you're not scared to talk to business owners. But for the business owners, guys, all you can simply do, guys, is literally click on the link below to fill it out, to fill out the form. It takes about 5 minutes, or if you want me to help you to fill it out, you can actually email me, I'm going to put my email below, and you can actually email me too, and I will actually walk you through the process to see if you even qualify, This is the Employer Retention Tax Credit, only for employers, so you can't make up anything. This is literally, you cannot make up anything. There's a lot of tax scams. There's a lot of tax fraud, going on. There's just a lot of extra stuff going on. And you really want to work with a company like Liberty Tax, that's been in business for 40 years. And we've been working with the IRS for 40 years, and we're helping people get the money that they need, You can only qualify for the amount that the government says you qualify. So don't listen to these other people on YouTube saying, oh, we can get you this amount. We can get you, they can't get you nothing that the government's not giving you, Again, you can get up to $26,000 per employee per quarter that you kept them on payroll. So that means if you stop paying your people in 2020, or you stop paying them in 2021, you're only going to qualify for the time that you kept them on payroll. So again, the government is going to tell you what you can get. We cannot tell you what you're going to get. And we have to actually go to the IRS website and actually fill this information out. Literally, we have to fill this information out, on the IRS website. It's a little tedious process, but I mean, again, if you qualify, it will be worth it. If you got 1 employee up to 500 employee, you may qualify for the Employer Retention Tax Credit. You may qualify for the Employer Retention Tax Credit, or they're calling it the ERC, which is the Employer Retention Credit, Daycares can qualify, Uber can qualify, small mom and pop stores can qualify, construction companies can qualify, trucking companies can qualify, hair salons can qualify, nail salons can qualify, liquor stores can qualify, the bodegas can qualify, the Chick-fil-A franchise, can also qualify, Gucci can qualify, Louis Vuitton also can qualify. I mean, the list goes on and on. Gyms. There's gyms that don't even know about this credit either. If you go to the gym and you're like, man, maybe the gym had employees. Maybe the gym had 20 employees or 30 employees that they were paying, and they don't even know about this credit. So again, friends, this is a way, for businesses to get money, to keep them afloat, to stimulate the economy so the economy can keep running. Remember, America is built on small businesses. And if we don't have small businesses running, there's no more American economy. And that's really the facts of the matter with this, friends. So that's why they allocated $400 billion to these small businesses. And again, if you are one of the small businesses that had employees on payroll, then make sure you send me an email. I'm going to put it below. I can help you walk through the process. It takes literally 5 minutes. It's only general information. It's nothing personal, only general information. Now, if you do qualify and you decide to go through with it, then of course, we're going to start asking you for the 941 form for each employee, during that time. And then we have to submit it to the IRS. Then the IRS, being that they're backlogged, and of course, they're hiring all of these new people, right? So it's going to take 3 to 6 months. I've seen it even go out to 10 months. So again, guys, please do not get caught up with all these people saying, oh, I can get you it in 2 weeks. I can get you it in 1 week. I can get you it in a month. They're lying. Okay, if we all know the government, we know the government takes their time. If we all know the government, we know the government moves at the beat of their own drum. Okay, so this is also an opportunity, like I said, to become an affiliate with us to make money if you know businesses that may also suffer in your area. This is only in America. This is not a worldwide program. This is only in America. Okay, only in America. This is a tax relief for businesses that suffered during the pandemic, during the pandemic. So this is really, honestly and truly, what this is. So if you got the PPP, the ERC, you may get the same amount. So I'm seeing businesses that got 800,000, got 4 million, got 8 million, got freaking 1 million, got 30,000. I'm seeing different amounts from what I'm seeing that's coming through to my office, right? And again, friends, if you know businesses, we can also help you just to make some additional money, helping bring in referrers of businesses that also may qualify for this. Okay, so guys, this is actually a once in a lifetime opportunity. You don't have to pay this back. This is not money for a loan. You don't have to worry about paying interest. You don't have to file this on your taxes. This is a tax refund for the businesses. Okay, this is the employer retention tax credit, or the employer retention credit that you deserve. Okay, so make sure you guys, send me email. Okay, if you're an employer, send me an email and we can get on a Zoom or we can get on the phone and I can ask you the simple questions to see if you qualify, and if you do, we can move forward with the process. Now, the actual process takes at least 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so don't think this is a instant thing. All right, the process for the application to go back and forwards, with the business owner and then, submitting things to the IRS can take 2 to 3 weeks. And then once the IRS receives it, now they're going to review it. They're going to make sure, everything is correct. And then it can take them 3 to 6 months to actually release the money to your bank account. Okay. Now here's a question that a lot of people have. Oh, I don't want to get audited. Oh, I don't want nothing from the government because, they may audit me. Here's the thing. As a tax professional, all audits are, see, here's the thing about taxes. When you file taxes, you can say anything you want on tax form. You can say anything you want when you file your taxes. But if the IRS and the government comes back to you 5 years later, a year later, 7 years later, now Biden raised it to 10 years. If they come back to you and say, all right, well, in 2019 or 2020, you said X, Y, and Z. Can you prove this? And if you can't prove it, then this is where the problem coming at. But if you can prove it, then you're good. It's just that simple. That's what audits truly are, right? So the government, again, they can audit anybody they want, right? They can audit anybody from in America, personal tax or business tax. And if you can't prove what you said, then that money that they got, the money that you got from the IRS, they want their money back plus fees plus penalties, right? But if you're legit and you said, okay, well, I had such and such employees and I got $1 million and I can prove that I got such and such employees, and you prove that, then you ain't got nothing to worry about, right? But again, people are so scared because they don't understand audits. They don't understand how the IRS works, and people are always trying to scam and fraud, the system. So at the end of the day, guys, if you are legit business and you want to keep your business open and you say, you know what, I can use some money, I can get some more marketing, I can hire some more people, I can get some more supplies, I can grow my business, I can scale, my business, I definitely may qualify. So guys, make sure you email me. Okay, make sure you email me. I'm going to put the link, I'm going to put my email below so that you can email me, put subject line business owner. Okay, put subject line business owner, because I get tons of emails to that email. Put business owner in the put business owner application. Actually, put business owner application. Okay, and then what I can do is send me an email, put your name, put your number, put your, just your name and your number. And I will actually call you or I'll email you. We can set up a time and day. I know you're busy. I'm busy. Definitely doing these ERTCs, helping more businesses get, the funding that they need. But definitely email me, guys, if this is something that you feel that you need. And hopefully this has helped you enough to make an informed decision for your business. Again, guys, I'm doing this because there's too many people that's on YouTube saying this is a grant, this is a loan, you can get this type of money, we can give it to you in 2 weeks, we give it to you in 2 days. They're lying. They're lying. And a lot of people that's doing these videos are not tax preparers, they're not accountants, they're not CPAs. Okay, they're not. They're just not, right? And a lot of CPAs and a lot of tax professionals also too are not doing or processing, this credit either, right? Because this is more work, right? This is more work, and people already got swamped with work and tax returns and business tax returns and stuff. So some tax preparers and CPAs don't even want to be bothered with it. So even if you have a tax preparer or a CPA, they didn't tell you about it because they probably don't want to be bothered with it, right? So this is a unique thing, right? Again, that the government is giving, and you got to know how to do it, okay? So usually the government sends the tax preparers, they send the company all the new credits that comes out, and they show us how to do it. So again, friends, I am a professional tax preparer, okay? And again, if you qualify, friends, send me an email so that we can move you forward. And guess what? Here's the thing. This money, again, cannot run out. But the government is stopping it September 2024. So you really only got about 18 months to actually qualify for this. 18 months. Okay, 18 months. This is not long. 18 months ain't far, right? So if you feel like you qualify, send me an email, guys, and I look forward to helping you in your business, guys. Make sure you follow me at Coach Tanisha Marie on Instagram.